Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Were You Watching That? The movie podcast where three friends hang out and talk about our movie of the week. We will be spoiling the movies that we watch, so we suggest watching before tuning in. I'm Taylor and I am here with Megan and Renee, and today we are not talking about The Shining because that was too hard for me. And that's okay. I'm going to keep it in. It's good to be honest. But instead, we're going to cover 2001's Josie and the Pussycats because I love that movie so much. Okay, so, woo, Josie. Okay, let's do plot. So, Josie and the Pussycats is about Josie, Valerie, and Melody, played by Rachel Lee Cook, Rosario Dawson, and Tara Reid. They're a small town struggling garage band with big dreams of record deals, music videos, and sold out concerts. When fate gives the Pussycats the chance of a lifetime, when band manager Wyatt, played by Alan Cumming, of Mega Records signs them overnight to an awesome recording contract. Suddenly, Josie and the Pussycats are living life in the fast lane with sold-out concerts, a number one single, and global stardom. The Pussycats soon discover that they are just pawns in the record label CEO Fiona, played by Parker Posey's, conspiracy to put subliminal recorded messages into music to control the minds of teen consumers. Ah! So good. Okay. I've seen this a million times. What did you guys think? Was this your first time watching it? You've seen it before when it came out in 2001 and we were small children. Like what are you thinking and feeling? Let's go. Megan?
I've never seen it before. I had heard about it.
Oh, don't
I didn't know a whole heck of a lot going in. So, first time watch through, and it was fun. It very much felt like, oh yeah, this is 2001. Just the vibe of everything, just everything. The clothes, the just I was like, oh yes, this is 2000. This is the early 2000s. I feel this. But it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. When I was done watching it, I kind of did a little bit of Googling just to find, just in general, just to see like people's reception. So it was really interesting to read how it didn't do well at the time, but it's got like a cult following now.
Yeah.
So
Those seem
that
to be
kind of
my
that was kind of fun. I mean, there were things about it that made me like cringe because it's like, but I don't know if that's just like nostalgic embarrassment from the early
Mhm.
2000s where I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Thought that was cool. But I mean, it was I did really like it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun getting hit over the head with the 2001 like look as well as like the jokes where you're like, "Oh, we thought that was funny." Okay. Renee?
Yeah.
It was my second time watching it. I honestly can't remember how long ago it was that I watched it the first time.
Mhm.
Um, and I was telling my Kyle, I was like, we're watching Josie and the Pussycat Dolls. Is that right?
No.
No.
Josie
Sorry,
and the
Josie and the Pussycat.
Pussycats.
Why did I say
My
dolls?
brain
I'm
does the same
sorry.
thing because also later
Oh,
in the
the
2000s
Pussycat
was the
Dolls, the
Pussycat
band. Oh
Dolls.
my
Um,
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, embarrassing. Anyway, so he's like, and I was telling him like loosely the plot. He's like, that's the Spice Girls movie. I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure it's this movie. He's like, no, it's a Spice Girls movie. And I'm like, I've never seen that one, so maybe both. Anywho, back on track. Um, he actually sat down to watch it with me, and it's fun. Like, yeah, we're watching it, and it's like this is clearly, a movie from its time.
Yeah.
And like I know I say it all the time that like a movie is fun, but like it really is a fun movie. Like when we were planning our this podcast, it was like, a sleepover vibe and like nostalgia. It's like this movie fits that.
Yes.
And I had never watched it with you, Taylor, but I feel like if we had like this, it would have been a core memory in our high school, grade school friendship. This
Yes.
movie would have been part of that. So even though we didn't do that, it's an honorary
Yeah.
sleepover movie for us. Yeah, it
A
was
good one.
good.
And I don't know. I think I liked it a lot. Every time I rewatch it though, I'm like, I shouldn't have been watching this as a kid.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it just kind of went right over my head. And like there are two different versions of it. There's like a PG-13 one and then like or like a clean version because the Archie Comics people they wanted it to be like family friendly.
Right, I
So
read that.
yeah, so like at the end when like Val is like you messed with the wrong pussy in the clean one she says pussycat because of the double entendre, which I obviously did not get as a child. So a lot of every time I rewatch it, I'm like, I shouldn't have been watching this as a child. This shouldn't have been a movie that I really loved, but I
I don't know.
did
I
it.
think there's a lot
Stop
worse
it.
movies we watched as kids and
1000%.
tweens. I think this one was a pretty tame,
Yeah.
a pretty good one.
Yeah. I also feel like the more we get into the future, the more relevant it also kind of seems when it comes to like the consumerism and the brainwashing. But I don't want to talk about that yet. Megan, you briefly mentioned the reception. So a lot of my mo favorite movies from like the early 2000s or like the 90s are all kind of like bad movies. Like they're just like I love the Flintstones live action movies, but apparently those are bad. I had no idea. This one's one of them. It bombed in the box office. It had a budget of 30-ish million dollars and it only made 14 million, which is
That's sad.
Bummer.
insane. That's super bad. It actually ruined not everybody's careers, but it ruined the writer, directors, and the producer's career.
Here.
Like they
That's not.
basically just stopped making movies. Um,
I feel like they should have a comeback because watching it now, you have a different appreciation for it. Like,
Yeah.
the writers, Harry Elfont and Deborah Kaplan, they're the writer director. They also did Can't Hardly Wait, which is also like a 1999, early 2000s high school teen movie. I think it's about fucking, but I'm not 100% sure. Probably is. But I also remember that it being like just such a fun movie. And I feel like they captured teendom so like wonderfully. So I feel like them making a comeback would be awesome because I don't think that I'm not a teenager anymore, but I don't think that there's like a teen culture anymore. You
I
know,
was,
there used to be
No.
stores for teens and tweens, and now it's just kind of like shopping at adult stores and, consume the same media as adults. And it's like, no, but there used to be like, it used to be separated.
like when the movie ended, I looked at Kyle and I'm like, they don't make movies like this anymore.
No.
Like they
No.
don't. And like by that I mean just like harmlessly entertaining, like no real message. It's just a movie to watch, you know?
Yeah.
It's just or
I
and
mean,
like funny, like they had some really cheesy jokes, but because they're so cheesy, that's what makes them funny.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it does have a meaning. It's just like be yourself and don't like do what everybody else is doing. But it's just such like
Don't get
a
brainwashed.
it's
Classic
just such like
teen.
a yeah, a classic teen messaging. Like it's a I want to be like it's a bubblegum message. Like it doesn't like it's not that serious, but also serious. Anyways, anyways, it was reviewed poorly, but the album is actually like the most popular thing from the Josie and the Pussycats that like even at the time was successful. It placed number 16 on the Billboard Top 200. It's certified gold. Rachel E. Cook, Rosario Dawson, and Tara Reid all did backup vocals on the songs, but didn't actually like sing the songs themselves. So out of the songs, because that's such a huge part of this movie because they're musicians, do you guys have a favorite? Do you have a favorite song?
I don't know the name of it.
Just sing it.
But like it's been stuck in my head for like the last 2 days. It's been 6 whole hours or 5 hours, I don't remember.
It's such
That one.
long days.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good song.
Yeah.
Megan, do you have a favorite?
I mean, it was all very enjoyable. I don't have a specific one that kind of stuck out.
No.
No, it was all, they all were just pretty fun. I guess that was the one at the opening.
Stop it. It was the one that Josie and the Pussycats sing at the very beginning in the
Yeah,
bowling alley.
that one was really fun.
Yeah.
That one I did like that. That was a good opening. That was a good like
Yeah.
I said, that got me into that, okay, 2001 vibe. Let's go.
Yes. I am a big fan of Du Jour's Backdoor Lover because it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
inappropriate.
It's so
It's
inappropriate.
so inappropriate, but I love that they're making fun of like boy bands. I love that it's a clear spoof on Backstreet Boys. They have like a song, oh, I don't remember what it's called. They have a song, I think they play it closer to the middle. It was after their plane crash and why it's in like the record store, and he's like, actually play this. It's the new Du Jour single that they recorded. That's like a clear like parody song of Backstreet Boys' debut single, which was a boy band person. So I clicked it. I was like, that's a Backstreet Boys song, and I don't know.
Even the opening scene where they're the plane, they're on the tarmac and they're
Oh yeah,
singing and dancing. I'm like Backstreet Boys, like
Backstreet Boys.
that's their thing. Also the song, I turned to Kyle, I'm like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "Huh?" I was like, "The song, I'm listen to
Backdoor
it."
lover. So good.
Oh, it's so funny. I
It's
also love them on the plane where the one guy, he's like, "De jour means friendship. De jour means brotherhood or whatever." He keeps coming up with different meanings for it, and I'm like,
it's
no.
one of my favorites. And then when the airplane plane is crashing, du jour means seatbelts. Du jour means crash positions.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's one of my favorite quotes. I have a little smush of fashion. Um, because I love all of their outfits. That's one thing that I think I can remember about loving the movie is that I love everybody's outfits. And like you said, it's just like such a clear, it's a fun little time capsule of like what the early 2000s like looked like, at least in magazines and on TV.
Yeah.
Nobody actually really dressed like that, but we tried. But
Okay.
like we tried so hard, but you've got like the wireframe
Bandanas.
glasses, bandanas, bandana shirts. You've got like the like wet look, like clothes, like lots of satins, lots of
The
shiny
way too low cut
outfits.
pants.
Oh my God, they're so low. Just like a little peak of butt crack on the top. I hated those pants. And your mom making you do the sit test in the change room. Awful. Was that just me? No.
Yeah, no, my mom didn't do that. My mom, literally,
I it, my mom didn't make me do it, but I also hated low cut jeans so much that like my mom didn't have to be like, no, you can't wear them because I was like, I'm not wearing these.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
yeah. I just
my
like,
clothes were hand-me-downs from older cousins or my sister, so I didn't have a lot of choices in like first choices in fashion because it was all hand-me-downs.
yeah, true.
But I
Mom
did
used,
have, I don't remember how old I was. I had these jeans and like I would wear them, but itchy. Like they were awful to wear. But the seam down the side of the leg had like the shortest trim of like fur. It was trim all the way down the leg. Why?
ooh,
That just screams 2001 to me.
yeah, it does.
stylish. Bedazzled jeans.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Ah,
with though, just with the movie, with the like the clothes, I just wanted to say they kind of stuck with the little like I don't know if it was done enough to call it like a trope, but I feel like in the early 2000s as teen movies there was this very common thing where like the cool main girl who's not quite like other girls receives a dress and then they take it apart and remake it to make it their own. Because
Yes.
like she cut like she had that dress and she's like, oh yeah, like I did this and then I made these little wrist things. I feel like there are so like that was like a trope in the early 2000s where the our main character who's not quite like other girls who's got to do her own thing. Like she gets a
Crap.
fancy dress to wear in some kind of situation. And it's like it's not my vibe, and she takes it apart and puts it back together in a whole new way. I feel like
Yeah.
that was a very common thing,
Amanda
like I said, a
Bynes
trope
does it.
at that time.
Amanda Bynes does it in What a Girl Wants. Is that the one with
Yep.
Colin Firth in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does it in that. I feel
And
like
I
it
feel
happens
like
enough in teen movies.
Lindsay Lohan does it in a couple of her movies.
Yeah, that feels right.
Like that was just the thing. And there were so many scenarios where I was just convinced I was going to receive clothing that was not going to be right and I'd have to take it apart and redo it despite the fact that I didn't know how to sew other than a button. Yeah. I would just figure it out and I would, add random pieces from my bedding to make this
Yes.
beautiful outfit.
Or a curtain,
Yeah.
like Maria von Trapp.
Yeah.
Um, there's also like throughout the movie, because of the brainwashing, there's they're being told that like, oh, pink is the new red, orange is the new pink, blue is the new orange. You see it happening in the background of the entire movie throughout like the show. Where like when Josie and everybody is outside of the Steve Madden about to do the acoustic set, you see people in red walking into the Steve Madden store to buy like orange shoes.
Yeah.
You see people in orange, and then later in the movie, after we're shown that there's brainwashing, we see people like in blue more often. And then throughout the movie, you also have like Josie and the girls, they're not adhering to that. They're not following the brainwashing. And then when everything is revealed, blah, 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 then we see Josie in the all blue. Then we finally see that they're like, we're making her conform.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my favorite outfit, by the way, is the blue leopard print outfit.
With the fur.
Yes, and the like the jacket, I love it. That is my favorite. I think I just like everything that is leopard print in this movie just because I love.
Well, Taylor, what are you wearing right now?
I don't know. It's
Some leopard print?
topical. I had it before. I actually have a coat and I have a bodysuit and
So
I
this
have
was
a dress.
intentional tonight?
This was intentional, but this I wear regularly. And perhaps I've been brainwashed because of this movie because I loved it so much. Did you guys have a favorite outfit? I mean, with fashion being like such a focus. Excuse me, sir. That is not a toy. Thank you. Thank you. Look at this. My God, dude.
If you're gonna use it, at least like, ball it up.
Was bald. He destroyed it.
Ugh.
You monster! I need you to just chill out, dude. Sorry, sorry. I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh, favorite outfit.
Favorite outfit, with fashion being like such a huge focus, even
Oh,
unfocused.
I feel
You guys
like
have one.
I feel like I'd have to watch it again because I feel like I wasn't paying attention to the clothes very much. Like I was noticing it, like I would notice like a really popular thing at the end of the 90s, early 2000s was like stuff with no bras on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like really like skimpy tops or like spaghetti straps and then it's form fitting and then it's like a bandana bottom because it's just a point and then they turn around and it's just straps on the back. So like I
yeah,
was noticing, but yeah, I don't really have an outfit that I was like, oh yeah, that was my favorite one. I
yeah.
think I have
I
to watch it again and take specific note of the clothing.
I feel like the no bra thing is also one of the reasons why I was like, I don't think this movie was meant for me. Because a lot of the ladies are jumping and screaming and nobody's wearing a bra.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into that, I'm happy for you. But like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I was not the demographic for this. Megan, did you have an outfit? Did you take stock?
Like, yes and yes and no. Like my overall vibe for the like outfits I just generally really liked the best were just kind of Mel's whole kind of wardrobe, like the kind of like hippie kind of
That's on point for Megan.
vibe.
Yeah.
I really like
Oh,
those clothes. I don't like it's hard for me personally to be like this is my specific favorite outfit because I like despite living through that time period, again, I was still pretty young, but like early 2000s fashion, there's a nostalgia about it, but none of it is like I am going to wear this because I've never had a body that would look good in the low-rise jeans. And that little bandana top with those straps in the back is not something I could ever realistically wear or even see myself being physically comfortable in. So I can't be like, I want that outfit. That's my favorite outfit. Because to me, it's almost like looking for me, I'm just like, this is not gonna f look good or feel comfortable on me.
yeah.
But like I said, I like Mel's whole vibe. And those are all like the little pieces from that where I'm like, if I could wear these clothes, it would be her clothes, I think.
Yeah.
You know what?
I like
I
that
think I'm
earthy
gonna
vibe.
throw in, I think my favorite is one that Fiona wore, the one with the neck piece with like the feathers on like wires. And every time she turned, it was like
That was great.
the sound effects of her whipping around. So I'm gonna say that one for me.
That one was
Nice.
good.
That is
I
pretty
feel
fun.
like I feel like all of the clothes were clothes that I would have wanted, but it was like a lot of the stuff I think I remember in like the early 2000s, me being like, okay, when I grow up, I'm gonna have a shirt like this. When I grow up, I'm gonna have those Steve Madden shoes because I like the chunky platforms and they were popular.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I'm gonna have that, only to realize that trends change. And
You know what? Everything's
yeah,
coming back into fashion, so
Yeah. There are, I've seen a few things from this clothing era that are back-ish.
dude, I walked, this is unrelated to the 2001s, maybe. Do you remember when we were younger and we people would wear sweatpants, but they would roll down the tops?
Yep.
Okay. So I walked by a garage clothing store and they had like cute tops, but with the sweatpants, but the mannequins had the rolls, like they were rolled. And I was like, why is this happening? I feel like
The
it's
roll,
just whiplash.
you see, because to me, my from my memory, the rolling happened because that super low rise cut was in fashion, but
Yes.
people's parents weren't letting them buy them, so they're like, I'm gonna just roll this so I
Yes.
can get the super low rise. And my parents won't know because I go to school in my normal sweatpants and then I do.
Yes,
And it
that's
also makes the
exactly it.
shorts shorter. So
Yes.
to, like that's my memory of it. It wasn't like just a fashion thing. It was also I'm trying to make my clothes smaller.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was
Like so
these
I just
sweatpants
find a
aren't a
whole
low rise, let me do it.
like I just that's why I guess it's funny that you see a mannequin do that because it's like that wasn't a trend to be a trend. That was a we want to try and make our clothing tinier
Yeah, we're
and get
trying to
away with it.
accomplish something else there. I also never did that because I was a fat tween, but I
I
didn't.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
I did I? No.
didn't do
I
it.
I
definitely
think I
did.
did
I
it at
tried,
home
but I
in my
didn't
bedroom.
go low.
My mother would have found out,
No.
and you know,
Yeah.
Yes. And then
I
what
do have what
three?
Kyle thought of it, if you want me to throw in a man's opinion.
Sure, give us a man's opinion real
Okay.
quick. We got less than a minute.
Oh, it's going to take more than that. He did,
Okay,
Okay.
then let's
We'll circle
start
back
it.
to a man's opinion.
yeah.
Yes.
And he also, I thought this was funny, we can bring it up.
Girl movie.
He asked while we were watching it if this movie was pre or post 9/11.
Pre.
Yes, it was April, I think. So I was like, would that have changed something for you, or was that just
Probably
to
the
have a frame of reference for the movie? And I'll read you his response when we have the time.
Okay, cool.
He says he thought it was funny how much product placement was in it,
Hmm.
while it was decrying that sort of marketing.
Hmm.
Like at the end of the movie, the senator straight up says they were going to end the music scheme because subliminal messages works better in movies, while the entire movie has essentially been one long blatant commercial.
Hmm.
isn't that the
Um,
point though?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was purposefully done.
Yeah.
The all the advertising?
Yeah. Like it
Yes.
was like
To
incredibly
emphasize the
purposeful.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That all of this stuff was in the music. And then the subliminal, the guy at the end being like, hey, we're gonna scrap the whole music thing anyways and go with the movie was just to kind of like move, like drive home the fact that this is what this entire movie was.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, they took every penny they could from advertisers, then used it to satirize the idea of product placement. A McDonald's shower, a Ford Mustang on a showcase platform, but only as a murder threat.
They
Um,
didn't get any money for the from the companies. So there are
no.
73 companies with product placements in it. And no money was received for any of that. Just to kind of like emphasize, I guess.
You're
Wow.
just like, hey, can we show your stuff?
Yeah, they're like, hey, we'll show your stuff for free.
And then he had more to say, but it kind of switches topics, and I just thought it was funny. So, like, while we were watching it, he was like, is this movie pre or post 9/11?
Yeah.
And at first, like, that made me laugh. I was just like, I don't know why that made me laugh. Um, but I asked him, like, would that have changed something about the movie? Or was that just like, so you had like a reference point for, like the timing of it? Says, I think it would have changed the tone of the movie if it had been post 9/11. A lot of the secret manipulation conspiracy stuff probably would have been cut due to the wild swing away from criticism of the US to blind patriotism and nationalism. The whole movie was kind of wound around the idea that the US government gleefully participated in a program geared towards brainwashing American youth into believing literally anything. Which, like, yeah, in real life it absolutely would, but post 9/11 version of the movie would center on a very different narrative, I think. He's like, I would have been surprised if it came out post 9/11. I was like, yeah, that initial airplane crash probably would not have happened if it
Yeah.
was post 9/11. But his take was interesting, and then the curiosity of 9/11 in reference to it, God, that just made me laugh.
Yeah. Well, it was 2001. It was one of the one of the last movies to have the Twin Towers in it because
Hmm.
of the timing of when it came out. It came out around April of 2001. Oh, yeah. So I, in like writing the script and getting all my notes together for this, I like watched a few like video essays on YouTube about like why Josie and the Pussycats. Why Josie and the Pussycats is like the best movie ever. And I'm like, all right. Like I love this movie, but sure. Um, and like some of them were like if you actually think about it, if you actually think about um like the I guess the subject matter, like you've got mind control, you have all of like this product placement, you've got brainwashing and like creating conspiracies that like all of it kind of seems kind of seems like dystopian a little bit. And it's definitely not something that like I think I would have not something that I think I would have like put two and two together because it's not like that in tone. Like there's a focus on like joy and like the friendship between Josie, Val, and Melody that it's like I don't think my brain really considered it dystopian, but would you consider it dystopian? Like part of that genre?
I I think so. And like, because one of the article, like I read an article just kind of about this movie, like I said, about the reception. And because it was an article written in the past like year or two, maybe it was from 2022. It was 2 or 3 years, only 2 or 3 years old. And it was discussing like I don't remember exactly, but it was interesting that it was like it was discussing how in this movie they take those like kind of dystopian topics, those big topics, and it's like packaged in this very teenage girl, silly, like wrapping paper essentially,
Yeah.
right? But when you actually dig into it, it's like these are big topics that you could have like some very big discussions about, right? Like you can
Yeah.
have some like you can really it tackles big ideas within that silly framework, right?
Yeah.
Which I find really interesting and it like makes it just better because it's like it's not something you expect, right? It from like that kind of silly girl, teen girl movie. Like no one takes that seriously. It's like, but we're bringing big topics to people, right?
Yeah.
Big ideas.
Roger Ebert gave it half a star and called it dumb. I don't think he understand it,
I don't think
and
he
I
did.
don't think he likes girl movies.
No, and because I
Um,
think also one of his criticisms was all the advertising, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
who gave this asshole the power to judge movies and be the correct opinion? Like,
especially when I don't
I
think he
mean,
understood it.
Roger Ebert was like the the
Yeah,
guy.
but if he's complaining about all the product placement, so much product placement is so blatant, is da, it's like that was the point.
Yeah.
That,
Like
that was the point.
we're in this world.
Yeah.
We're not outside of this world. We're supposed to be part of the world and seeing it the way that it is. And that
Yeah.
is how it is. If they're doing all of this product placement, there's going to be product placement. I think I think everybody kind of just operates under the assumption that, they got funding or they've got or I don't really know how it works. Does the movie pay the company to put their product in it or the other way around? It's the other way
It
around.
you have to get the license to use things
Yeah.
sometimes, but then I know companies will pay to have their stuff
Yeah.
front and center.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So I feel like we all just kind of operate under the assumption that the director, writer, producer, everybody involved in this movie took money from these companies so that they can have their products in it, but that's not the case at all because I think the creators are trying to drive home the fact that like this is actually kind of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
It's just turned up to 11. Like this is where we are. And
And
maybe I don't think we all know. I never noticed it in the 2000s, but I was a kid, so why would I?
I don't know. And I think like I think that's something about the movie that's like kind of depends how you look at it. It's aged well and poorly at the same time because it's just as like back then it's like, yeah, this is dialed up to 11 and now I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is the world. It's just at 11 now.
Yeah,
This
it's
feels like realistic marketing.
yeah, it's not in our
Like,
music, it's influencers on TikTok
yeah.
giving
in
us
your
their
pocket.
in our pocket, showing us their Sheen hauls. They're pumping out that makeup collab, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like that's the world that we live in, which is I think is why I like it more and more because I'm like, yeah, this is corny and the dialogue is silly and this movie comes off as unserious, but like this is actually kind of where we are right now.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's a yeah.
Yeah.
It was ahead of its time.
For sure.
It was
Uh,
ahead of its time.
the whole movie is kind of like conspiracies within like the music industry, putting secret messages in music. But one thing that has been like a rumor for like ages, a million years, like rumors that like Led Zeppelin has, stuff if you play the record backwards. That sort of
The
stuff. That's
Beatles, I
been
think that was rumors for them
the
too.
Beatles,
Everyone.
everyone, and then the Satanic Panic happened, blah blah blah. So you have that, but one thing I think I didn't even put two and two together and they even say it in the movie. So like the du jour plane goes down. The du jour plane goes down. They do the plane crash. Later, Fiona, when she's like, "Don't you ever wonder why so many musicians die in plane crashes?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, of course." Oh my God, like this is also like one of the conspiracies that they're orchestrating or that is like in the music industry. And I never
Yeah,
like
and
put
I
two
think
and two
she even
together.
mentioned a few other like not great outcomes that do in real life happen to a lot of people within music and entertainment industry. It wasn't just plane crashes she mentioned, it was
Drugs.
Drugs and
drugs and
car
all that stuff. And it's
accidents, and
like,
it's a big yikes. But it's so I looked into celebrity plane crashes. You got Buddy Holly and John Dever, the big guys. But one fact that I thought that was interesting, so Aaliyah, she auditioned for the role of Val, and then literally a month later, after the movie was released, she died in a plane crash. That is
Wow.
suspicious also, but I don't have any notes on that. It's just that it was suspicious. Um, and then Left Eye Lisa Lopez from TLC, she also auditioned for the same role, and then she also died a year later in a car accident.
Mm,
Suspicious? I
mm,
don't know. Anyways,
mm.
I thought that that was interesting because my brain just like never put two and two together, but like the consumerism and all that really just it really hits you over the head in the year 2026 because we're in the future now.
oh, 25 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats is 25 years old. I hate it.
Ooh.
I hate it
Ooh.
because I remember the trailer and I remember Tara Reid going, "The walls are mushy," and I'm like, "This is the best movie ever." I love her. She's my favorite. The writer directors, they had a quote that I thought was interesting, about why they thought that it bombed at the box office. And it was, um, I don't know why we weren't thinking that based on the property, we kind of forgot that that's who they were going to sell it to, say, like teenage girls. And that's when the panic set in. They're not going to sell it to people who are going to understand the movie and are and the people they're selling it to, there's a million spelling mistakes that I'm reading. And the people they're selling it to aren't going to get it, and that's what happened. So like they sold it to teen girls, tweens probably, people that are reading Archie comics, which I think at a certain age you kind of grow out of, right? So you're selling it to tween girls. You're right. You have a teen movie, I guess, is what we've been calling it, but you have this movie that's about like conspiracies within like the music industry and like all of this, like a commentary on like consumerism and stuff. And then it's just kind of like, I don't think that they're gonna get it. Because
I
I
feel
definitely
like,
didn't.
well, no, but you were also a kid.
Yeah.
I feel
Because
like they have
that quote just
just very
feels
little faith in the audience. Like,
in teen girls.
yeah, like
Little faith
are
in
they?
their intelligence.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's necessarily that. I just feel like
Because to me, it sounds like they're saying,
I think they marketed it to a younger audience and it should have been because we've been calling it like a teen tween movie. I think it got marketed to younger audiences when really it should have been are not older, not like 20-year-olds, but like, do you know what I
so
mean?
instead of marketing like you like we feel like it was marketed to like say like 8 to 10 year olds, and it should have been marketed to more like 15, 16.
Yeah.
I can kind of see
Because I
that.
watched the trailer. It looked like just like a fun music comedy. And then you got that, but you also got so much more with it. And I feel like it got marketed towards,
So it was maybe marketed for Yeah. Like too, I guess, too young an audience, like literal children, like little ones who don't
Yeah.
have that media literacy just yet, as
Yeah.
opposed to it should have been more of that teen audience
Yes.
who would have got it
Because they
a
don't
little
actually
easier.
say, like, they don't actually say who the audience is. But the audience of, maybe I should have done the Riverdale facts that I got. It's fine. The Archie Comics people, they had an issue with how, n- I don't want to be like how crass it was, because it wasn't crass, but they wanted it to be more wholesome and like not have so many like adult themes, though I don't really think that there's all that many.
I didn't think so either.
There's just like a lot of double entendres about pussycats.
Yeah, well, they
And white
kind of,
ass Wally.
yeah.
Um, they thought that like family friendly Archie comics that published the original Josie and the Pussycats, they denounced the film and discouraged people from seeing it
Party
because
poopers.
of like the level of profanity and adult themes. And I'm like, but there's not. And
Oh my
then just
God.
to turn around in 2017 to do Riverdale, the series, which is arguably worse.
Oh, absolutely. Like that is
I,
like they up in their undies.
I,
Like
this
in like
year or this
in
past year.
like hardcore like adult.
Yes, this
Not
past
just like a
year.
little double entendre where like they might not even fully know what they're talking about or just like the fashion that is just like a little bit more bit like no, we are in like full like scampy lingerie.
Last year, I decided I was going to, that's last year being 2025. I decided I was going to sit down and watch all of Riverdale, and it was a garbage fire of a TV show. I enjoyed myself immensely, but I still had to sit there and be like, you guys are in high school. This is not how high school students act. What are you guys doing?
I think I got through maybe the first season.
The first season's the better season.
And
I've
that was
never
like
seen any
years
of
ago
it.
when
It
it was still
goes
popular.
it goes off the rails real quick.
The scene where they show the sign and it says Riverdale, and Kyle's like, "Is this based off an Archie comic?" And I'm like,
Yes.
I'm not familiar with it." And then there's references to it. And then the part where they're on the airplane and what's the band manager? Is it Alexander
It's
or something?
Alexander the Third, and then his sister's Alexandra.
Okay. So and then so the sister's on the plane and they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Why are you here?" And she's just like, "I was in the comics." And like that was funny. And then they're like, "What?" She's like, "What?"
Yeah. I really like all of the like the fourth wall breaks and like
Yeah.
the references to itself. Like I think that that was smartly done. Um, but at the same time as the release, oh, this is what I wanted to kind of get to. Is that a lot of times with movies is that there are usually like one studio will release a movie and then a few months later another studio will release a movie that's similar, like a competing movie, more or less. Like with A Bug's Life, you've got Ants with what was another example that I saw?
I remember not animated, not kids movie, but it was like Friends with Benefits and No Strings
Yes.
Attached. Similar
Yes.
timing.
It usually has, there's a few other like action movies. There's Big Impact and Armageddon. It's not called Big
Deep
Impact.
impact.
Yes, thank you. I knew Impact was in there. It's fine. I didn't actually write this part down. It's fine. There's usually like competing movies that are usually released within like months of each other. Whether it's done on purpose or not, I don't know. I'm not part of that industry, but after Josie and the Pussycats came out, a little movie came out. I don't know if you guys know this movie, Zoolander.
Yeah.
Zoolander came out,
Yes. Okay,
which
yeah.
is same but different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
then
why male models?
yeah. Way more quotable. Um I feel like it just wasn't going to stand a chance. You have like a full cast of you have a full cast of like unknowns basically with Josie the Pussycats going up against Ben Stiller and Will Ferrell and Owen Wilson and God knows who else is in that movie. Like I just
Like
those are
big names
huge
still
names.
today. Like they're huge then, they're still huge now. Like
Yeah. So I don't think that it was fair, is what I'm saying. Nobody gave Josie and the Pussycats a chance. Anyways, I thought that that was an interesting little thing because I never really considered that a lot of never have I ever considered that Zoolander would be the reason or one of the contributing factors to Josie and the Pussycats not being good, other
Yeah.
than literally everything else. Marketing, dialogue. My last question for you guys is in the year 2026, do you guys think it holds up?
mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think other than the massive changes in technology that we've had in the
Mhm.
last 25 years,
Mhm.
I think it holds up pretty good because everything like is aimed to influence you.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it was done in a different way then, but I feel like the message like that still holds up.
Yeah.
for sure. And other than maybe a handful of jokes or phrases that are no longer they're kind of you can tell they're outdated, not just like to terms as one, just in terms of like socially appropriate
Mhm.
and what is like okay to joke about.
Mhm.
That has changed. It's not too bad. It's not like constant, like, oh, this is like, but like this is just kind of a few moments. But for the most part, like, it still holds. It's still yeah.
Yeah.
And like Renee said, it's almost more relevant now.
Yeah.
I like how this whole movie is building up to be like, oh, like it's secretly subliminal messages in the music and like there's that's the twist, right? Right? And then you get to the end and you find out what like the big message was. And it was just like Fiona's so cool. I just was like that I think was so funny. The
That was a
the
good
build up to just be like she just wanted people to
to like her.
I like her.
I just want of all the power that they had. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the reveal of like that she's Lithbing Letha and he's White Ass Wally. I love that.
I also like the bit of Wyatt where Josie's like, "Oh, did he leave a message?" Yeah, yeah, totally. He picks up the phone. He's just like, "Yeah, there's a message for you." Oh, he didn't say this. Just a second. Like, I just that whole bit is just so funny. I don't know why.
Yeah, like it's happening in front, like the manipulation is happening in front of you, and you're like, why do you keep doing that? He's like, I've got a business to run. And you're like, okay. And I'm like, girl, it's more suspicious. You should be more suspicious. That's weird behavior. Okay, Renee, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Um, it's a fun movie. I think it holds up over time. Like maybe 90% of it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's it would be like kind of like a go-to comfort sort of background movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Clueless is that kind of movie for me, you
Yeah.
know. Um, so overall good vibes.
Good vibes.
I like it. So my rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. It knows like although it has like an underlying sort of heavy message, it's also it knows not to take itself very seriously, so like it's funny and it kind of like makes fun of itself
Yeah.
in a way. So there you go. There's my rating.
Huzzah. Megan?
Um, I think it's really enjoyable. It is a lot of fun. It did surprise me with the messaging of like consumerism and all that. That was a nice little pleasant surprise. I thought it had a lot to think about, which is great, but like again, packaged in lots of fun
Yeah.
silliness. Um, yeah, and good, enjoyable movie. I would say like a 7, so a lot of fun. Like got like it's the major things that kind of don't hold up is just because it's from 2001. That's
Yeah.
25 years ago.
Insane.
Fair.
I hated it
But yeah,
so much.
yeah.
Nice. Um, can I just say ditto and call it a day? I
If
love
that's
this
what you
movie.
want.
I really enjoy this movie. I've always really enjoyed this movie. Um, but I it's obviously not flawless, but I think it's a good time. I'm gonna go with an 8, I think. If I were to give it a rating, it's an 8. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like it's not perfect, but I enjoy it, so it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be perfect.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, cool. And that's everything. Okay, that was Josie and the Pussycats. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking movies with us. If you want to see our face, we are on the YouTube at Where You Watching That Pod. You can follow us on Instagram at Where You Watching That Pod. If you only want to listen to our voices and don't want to see our faces, we're on Spotify as Where Are You Watching That? And if you have any movie recommendations, questions, fun facts, you can email us at were you watching that pod at gmail.com. And don't forget to tune in next time when we cover the 2016 film The Nice Guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.